Last time we finished on improving our test runner, test reporter, and producing some useful output. But due to the implementation of the messages sent by test runner to test reporter, we couldn't actually build the whole hierarchy of test execution because our tests saved in a plain list, and we go through this list and execute tests, and we don't preserve the information about entering into test suite and going out of test suite. So today we will try to improve that. We will preserve the information about test suite and the nestness, so it's easier to produce more detailed report on test execution, and in the future we will reuse the same functionality to provide JUnit and tab output, so it can be used in external tools, some CLI tools or some tools on continuous integration for better development workflows and clearer introspection and interaction with the results of test runner. I'm Tropin. I work on operating systems and programming languages and do a lot of free and open source software along the way, including this testing library that we are working on. I already have a few minor changes here and there. I improved a bit the output of test reporter. Let's restart it. You can see here the hierarchy of tests is presented like this right now. First of all, we have the name of test suite, and every nested test suite you can see goes one character deeper, and inside a nested test suite you can have a few tests or test cases. Right now the test hierarchy pretty clean, but this hierarchy is built when we're loading or scheduling tests. However, our scheduled tests still saved in just a plain list, and when we execute it we don't have such hierarchy, so it will be hard to make a good reporter which will produce, for example, JUnit output. So I think it would be better that our default test runner is preserving such hierarchy, so we don't need to implement it later, and it will be easier for developers of other test reporters to just reuse the base test runner. Right now I don't execute tests because I was working on the test hierarchy only, and I didn't need to re-execute tests every time. And you can see there's like a small problem. For some reason test case, the first test, started earlier than we closed our test suite. And also you can see that there's some like test suites that get opened but never closed. I don't know why, and it always happens with you can see there's like hanging arrow, and here as well. Probably from those two. Why it happens? For some of them it's definitely the reset test environment, which reduces the nestness of test suites, and that's why the loading starts from the beginning, like the indentation. But what else can be a problem? We definitely see that despite being despite test suite being opened, it's never closed. Probably this is my mistake somewhere in the implementation of reporter. Let's do the following change. Let's first add here the test suite that we close. How we achieve this? We take description, I guess, and put it here. Now let's re-evaluate it. We don't need to re-evaluate if we restarted. Now every closing arrow, every arrow closing a test suite will have the name of test suite, and we opened it here and closed it here. Okay, it's kinda base test runner test, and we see that our base test runner tests that we opened at the beginning now closed somewhere here, which is not right. It should be closed before, and this is probably because let me show you. In our test suite, we have load test suite thunk, which should only load test suite. We have a call to test runner, which runs scheduled tests. And I already even have a comment here. If it can be done on test runner side, this is the first comment. The second, I just move it like up, but I'm not sure if we can do it here. Okay, probably we need to put boom. This one would be better. The question remains: do we want to push this logic to test runner? Because evaluating test suites did them into test runner, and after that we need to execute them as the same assert macro. Okay, let's restart, and let's. Okay. I guess we need to move the test runner. First of all, we don't. No, we need it. We can move out test runner here, like this, and remove the sled, I guess. Now we parameterize current test runner with test runner that may be created or only right now. And we have our test runner here, so we use the same test runner. Now we are sure. Let's see, it's still not closed. This one can be a problem with cache. Let's try one more time. Yes, but you can see now we don't have any tests executed. We definitely see that the tests are loaded but never executed. Run scheduled test is here. Okay, let's eval this, and let's go to our test namespace. I remind you, if you come to the stream, you can go to the IRC chat or to chat window near the stream video and put some questions here. And I have one question for you. What time do you usually watch streams? Because it's definitely not the best time when I stream, because I stream 8 a.m. in the morning and it's UTC -7 time zone at the moment, which probably the middle of the night in the Europe, and it's evening in the United States of the previous day, I guess, at least at some states. Okay, let me find some simple assert, some simple test which works. Let's do is usage tests, and it returns true. I would expect it. I would expect it to return test runner summary, first of all. The second thing, let's comment out those tests. Okay, now it returns test summary, which means that something happens when we reset test environment. Oof. This one looks great. Exactly what we need. And it should remain the same if we add anything here. Because only thing that we do here is schedule one more test or a test case for nested is and is return value is outside Okay, that's right. Sample test suite. I see. What happens here? Okay, the exception happens inside test suite. Okay. We losing our tail of the test report because of exceptions, because we like jump out of the middle of test suite, or yeah, of test suite basically, which prevents test suite leave to be executed. That's good that we found this one. How we can handle it with exception handler? The easiest part will be do something like this. Pam pam. Test suite leaf lambda. Test suite enter lambda. Do I need to wrap it into lambda? Of course no. But what I do here, I make my code more consistent. So in both cases, I call the same function, like not the same, the similar function. And if I need to repeat a call to test suite leaf, I can do it like this. Rise exception. Okay, now let's re-eval this one. Expecting atomic box. Okay. That's all right. Test suite enter. Test suite leave. Actually, those calls are side effectful because they are producing some result somewhere. So let's mark them as side effectful. Nice. Now we have sample test suite and sample test suite, which is all right. The only problem here that we have additional vertical bar. What happens? Who knows? I know why it happens. What we can do about this? Exception false. Oh, this one looks dirty. Exception. Load exception. And find true. Load exception. Sample test suite. For easier test restarts, for now, only for now, while we don't have integration in our IDE, I will use the following trick. I will put easy usage tests here and we'll add debug output here, exception, and we'll just restart all the tests. Okay, false. Right. Message assert encountered. Okay. Of course. First of all, we do test suite leave, and only after that we rethrow the exception. Suitable tests. Nice. It works, and let's see. Sample test suite. Yes, it loaded. That's great. I'm not sure 100% that we implemented it right, because jumping inside control flow is never easy, even if it seems easy at the beginning. But what we do here, we call the load test suite thunk, which should load a test suite. If something happens, we save the exception, we unwind the stack to the moment where no parameters are set by awsunk, because awsunk sets parameters. Like a test pass, for example, and only after that we notify that we leave the test suite, and we rewrite the exception. You know why? Because our outer handler will handle it, probably, will likely. So other test suite will handle this exception if necessary. Or somebody, for example, here throw exception macro will handle the exception. Otherwise, we will get the exception as the result. Let's try it out. Let's evaluate this expression, and now you can see the test suites are loaded, and we got an error here. And let's do it one more time with deeper nestness, just in case, just to experiment. Test suite, outer suite, like this. Oh, you can see the nested test suite is loaded, and exception is popped after the loading of the tests, and now somebody needs to handle it. Maybe we, maybe the test runner, maybe someone else. But this is a really good thing that we encountered this problem. I thought about it in the original implementation, but I forgot about it later. Let's commit this change. Let's commit this change. Suitbl handle exceptions on suite load. That also means that we will abort earlier if we encounter the problem. So if we have other test suites, they won't be loaded. Let me demonstrate it. We have this test suite. Do we have other proper test suite? Okay, let's just copy this one. Let's put the test here, for example, like this. And when we evaluate it, we see that our test is not actually loaded. But if we comment out this test suite and do it, you see it loaded. Or we can do test suite second suite, like this. You can see we have it here. But when we have a faulty test suite, our test suite our next test suite is not loaded. Is it the right behavior, or we want to try the load the rest of the tests? Probably we don't want to do it. We definitely don't want to do it, because the further test suites can also provide an exception, and what we do then, which exception we raise. So here we raise the first exception encountered and skip the rest of the test suite hierarchy. It's okay. Did we commit it? G. Handle exceptions on suite load. Okay, let's commit the other changes. Other changes. Parameterize this one is important change. After run scheduled tests outside in sun. Oops. What we've done here, originally, when we didn't have load test suite sunk at all, we had, after running of scheduled tests, in case we are in a top level suite. After that, we introduced load test suite sunk. We kept this after run function, but now it's in the wrong place, because semantically load test suite sunk should not run anything, and that's why we move this call to our test suite sunk, which is more suitable for it. And another problem, like it's semantically wrong, but also from our expectations we can see where it fails already. If we remain the run here, we will start executing before our reporter will say that we left the test suite. And we saw this problem at the beginning of the stream. Let's first add this one, and add test scheduled event to test reporter. By the way, I would like to rename this test reporter to verbose test reporter because it's quite verbose. Hierarchy output on loading test chunks. Good. By the way, let's rerun all the tests. Suitable tests. Let's uncomment this one. Let's return this one. Boom. Expected, of course. Now let's check the hierarchy. The hierarchy looks good, but the tests are not executed. What happens? Why the heck it happens? Test runner. Test runner get current or create test runner. We baked test runner on expansion time, which is wrong, of course. Test suite. This one is definitely wrong. Test suite sunk. Here we have a test runner, and here we need a LED like this. Now it's better. Let's restart it. Term. Boom. Bound variable test runner. Where our unbound variable test runner? Test runner. Okay. That's okay. That's fine. Test runner. Nice. We can see that inside our test case we have some stuff. What else can we do? First of all, we can commit this stuff. Boom, boom. Commit, fix up. Okay, we committed the change. Now test started, test ended. Or we can even say test is outside of test. Test run summary. Why it get closed but never opened? It's opened right here. There's like a small minor inconvenience because we never expect that our test cases will be nested, right? Because we do not allow nestedness of test cases. However, if we reset the test environment, now we can nest the test cases, like use test case again. And it is where our reporter breaks a bit. Okay, let's also commit this one. I wanted to try out our dots reporter now. Is it became better? Let's see. Let's open suitbl tests. Dots. Do we have it? No. Never mind. We will put it ourselves. Poo-poo. Test scheduled. Let's go dots. Assert error. Test start, test end. Test scheduled. Okay, okay. Now we see the reporting works, the execution works. Test. Now our dots test reporter is much clearer. What I would like to have, actually, I would like to have something like if null test pass, right? When format test reporter output \n, boom, test pass. Okay, it's person test pass, boom. Okay, it doesn't compose well. Our nested test runners in clean environment breaking all the things. Okay, we need to commit this part. We need stage it, git commit, fix up, add test scheduled event to test reporter. Like this. This is the first part. The second part, we can actually ignore the loading message in test runner and show only we can also add new type of messages to test runner when test suite is getting executed. We can first build hierarchy on loading test suites, and later we can preserve this hierarchy and use this hierarchy to produce a message to reporter that we are entering test suite or leaving it. And by entering, I mean running the test suite, actually running. This is actually the goal of our stream, to preserve such hierarchy. Let's see. I already started experimenting with the hierarchy, how we can store it. The most basic one is by using lists, and the beginning of the list will mean that it is a test suite in our hierarchy, and the list will contain the suite, and this suite can be a lambda, for example, or it can be a description. Actually, we can just keep a description, because we don't need a lambda anymore after we load the test. After we build this data structure, we don't need the lambda itself. Alright? So let's try to implement it. We have schedule test, and now schedule test will work differently. Did we commit everything? By the way, do you remember that I started to implement R macro last time and decided to postpone it? And it was a very wise decision, because implementing R macro is not that easy. I tried to think about it and how to do it. There is like easy way, which says that we just bound arguments to the corresponding values in the body. Like our body will contain like 3 or 4 values depending on the amount of arguments, and we can take expression, wrap it into is, and wrap it into let, which binds arguments to the corresponding values inside the let, which is okay solution, but a bit hacky. However, rewriting the expression every time with values from body is really tricky. I still didn't find like a good way to do so. So properly implementing R macro is not easy, definitely. Anyway, let's get back to our schedule test. Instead of adding the test just to the list, we can okay. This one should be easy, and I will show you how to do it with dynamically bound variables. We will define one more variable. Define current suit items. Make parameter false for now. We will implement it in parallel to existing solution. so we don't break anything. We have current test suite items. Test suite items by default it's false. Okay. Test suite enter, test suite leave. Now this is the part where things becomes a bit tricky to change the condition of top level suite or wrap list of test suites into one more. This is a note for future me. Here what we do, first of all, let's parameterize our current test suite items to make atomic box. So current test suite items are empty, or maybe even we will do like this description. Our current test suite items will be list, and list will contain description and nested test suites and tests, right? Here when we call load test suite sunk, it will be populated with all the needed stuff. And we will need to return it. It will be description reverse of current test suite items. We did a bit of imperative magic here. But I'm questioning now, do we really need it? Because we can return a value which contains exception or value. Like this. Cons value cons exception. And we can even wrap it into lambda. Pum pum. Let result match result. Match try load suit and we will have two options: exception X. This is the first option, and value well. Now, if we have an exception, we raise the exception. If we have the value return the value. Right? Let's run the tests. Definition in expression context. What? Okay. It was not very useful error message, by the way. Try load suit result with exception handler. My bad. Nice. Pam pam. Let result. Implementation of what? Loading. Now, when we have exception, we don't care. If we get the value, we do a simple thing. Let's put it here. Let's put it here first. We will parameterize it later, I guess. Okay, I come up with idea how to implement it. I just trying to understand where I need to parameterize it. I guess we can parameterize it here. We have quite deep nestness over here. Parameterize blah blah blah. We take call here. And we return const description. We also need const description, const value. You know what? I will do. How this macro is called? Macro. Chain. I will do chain current. And we'll do reverse. We'll do const description. And we'll do const value like this. This library just abuses dynamic variables, or more correct to say I abuse those dynamic variables for implementing this library. Azloy, hello. Lol, day 11 testing library in 5 days. That's right. Actually, it was intentional pun. If you watch the first few streams, you will see that the original plan is kind of, I guess, 8 months or something. Hello, hello. We do the things not because they are easy, but because we thought they would be easy. That's right. I expected the testing library to be a bit easier because I thought, you know, we already have closure test and we can just borrow the overall ideas and re-implement them in scheme. It should not take too much time, couple days or maybe something like this. But after that we realize that some parts you can't borrow, some parts are not really well implemented and you want to do it a bit differently, and you are already in a rabbit hole. However, we still I guess manage to make the library relatively simple. Okay, we are trying to keep the hierarchy of test suites, and for this we introduce a new dynamic variable, which is basically a list, and we collect some stuff into this list. When we have current, not test runner, test suite items, let suite items when suite items we just atomic box update suit items. What we do with them? Let me think. If suit items, atomic box update suit items, and we put just value into it. Do we put it or do we append it? We have a list provide. Yeah, I think we need to list list items, and we just add into it, add value into items like this. Alright, and if we don't have suit items, we do where's the schedule test? Schedule test, we do something like this. Thank you. Actually, I think this domain was occupied for some time. I had the idea of this domain from high school, I guess. And there's another guy in my class. He has a surname Timin, so he could have a domain like this, but it's already occupied by someone, I guess. And it was free once I checked it, and after that I tried to recheck the Tropin domain and found out that it is available now, and I am pretty happy with it. Another cool thing about this domain that now I have such email, which is also fun. Okay, now tests, not tests. It will be, let's say, suits for now. Test item. It will be val, like this. When suit items, we update them, we just add value to them. If we are in top level test suite, we just set suite variables. We don't even need to do update atomic list value. I mean, we don't need even to add to it. We can just set it directly to val. Like this. Let's see, let's restart and see where we fail. Suit items. Okay. Backtrace. Wrong. Wrong type argument in position 1. Reverse. Reverse. Current test suite items. Atomic box ref first. Now it works. At least we didn't break things. Now run scheduled tests. Let's pretty print IS9 pretty print. By the way, I can do just format true tilde y assoc ref atomic box ref suits let's get back to our verbose test runner, I guess. But we can already see that we have the hierarchy we need, which is really good. It is almost the things that we want, but let's we have our hierarchy replicated. Now the only thing that is left here is to add our tests to this hierarchy, and here update tests, update atomic list value. The small problem here is that we don't require test suite to be present, right? And when we schedule test, and we don't have our current test suite items defined, that means that we can straight execute the test without scheduling it. That's one option. Test suite test I guess we can get rid of it and move this logic to test runner. The same as here. The question remains the same, and we probably will do it. Let's copy paste this to do here. I don't run my own email server. I use Megado. Those guys have some experience in emails, and that's very much focused, email focused service provider, and they are tech savvy, and like I quite like the service and the way they operate it. Probably one of the best in the market right now. Later, I want to spin up my own server, but with self-hosted infrastructure there is a big problem. The problem is that the cost of managing self-hosted infrastructure is quite high, and if you as a person self your own infrastructure, it like requires a lot of time and effort to maintain it. That is why I want to have kind of shared infrastructure between a few people with tech expertise, so we can spread the maintenance cost between us and other costs as well. And this is the idea behind Constown project, which not yet implemented. Like we have some foundation. I have already a few VPS and deployed gigs to them. However, I even deployed a Kubernetes cluster to them, because like at current moment of time, the Kubernetes probably is the easiest way to manage your infrastructure. I would like to be it fully gigs powered but it's probably will be too complicated to maintain such infrastructure at the moment. Maybe later. Anyway, I have almost everything ready to run this project. The last task that stopped me from doing so is deploying Authentic, the service which you can use for single sign-on and other stuff, and to basically manage users. So you can reuse the same infrastructure, auth infrastructure, for other services you deploy, for emails, for Jabber/XMPP, for Fediverse instance, for RSS reader, basically everything that you want to self-host. And I had some problems deploying it, and I postponed and never returned back to it yet. But I will definitely do when I get a bit more free time. I want to host not only personal infrastructure, but also I would like to host a project infrastructure for Arei, for example. I even bought a book, baked on crowdfunding campaign, which is called, let me see how it's called, something like deploying your own mail server or something like this. So I am very much leaning towards this goal, but don't actively go to it. Okay, let's see what we have here. When current not current test runner, current test suite items we just basically we do the same suit items cons test item. List list named suit test item. Okay. Okay, you can see that our tests are lists as well, but it's okay. It's fine. I know how to deal with lists. We will be good. Oh, yeah. Thank you very much.
I change for you this.
Okay.
Okay, you can give me please.
1 second.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Oops. I have been hosting my own email. It would be cool to have a setup like you described. Yeah, I think that cooperative self-hosting is more real world, I would say. You definitely can self-host yourself, but it takes too much time from your life, and you basically don't have time to live your life, unless the whole your life is self-hosting, which may be a bit sad if it is the case. But anyway, hope we'll return to Constant project in some foreseeable future. Before that, we need to accomplish 2 more projects. First one is a testing library for Scheme, and the second one is a debugger for Guile Scheme, which is also important projects. Not is. Important projects. And let's return back to our hierarchy. Okay, we have a test suite. What else? Let's do one more thing. Let's reval this module, module, whatever it pronounces, and let's see how our test suite works and what it prints. It prints a named suite procedure. Okay, let's keep it for now. We added a wrapping test suite, which is a bit implicit, and we did previously with tests, with test cases, the similar thing, but this time it's just a temporary solution. temporary solution, so we can use the traverse function. Oh, we don't even need to wrap it. I guess. We just put a test item here as a top level entity, like this. And let's restart it, and let's re-evaluate it. This one, for example. Yep. Now run scheduled tests. Chain atomics. Let's just copy paste it. Op. Run scheduled test, reverse. We don't need to reverse it because we already did it. We sure that we have suits run scheduled, let's say suits atomic box ref sounds good, and let's comment this one. And the last step is to actually implement the function. The function run scheduled suits. What we do? We have function run test. How it will differ? First of all, if we have we will define a test x match the following pattern. Match x the following pattern. We have procedure. We need to use I guess Alt Shift. I hate regex based syntax parsers. They're awful. Like, they do the job and they relatively small, but they fail so much often. Procedure P. I don't remember the syntax of match for predicates. Predicate pat of pat. If predicate true to and all of not exactly understand how it will work. But let's see. Let's check it. We have test lambda high description low. What else we have? Description and test pass. Test pass like this. Procedure match. Rest X. Okay, P. Okay, rest. Okay. And what if I will do high? No matching pattern. Good. We have our predicate for matching tests. If we have a test, what we do? We run the test. We have run a test and tricky to rework this function. I already get tired, so I have a bit of a fog in my mind. The problem here is following. We have test suite, and inside test suites we have tests. The test returns a simple error, fail, or pass value. And test suite doesn't return anything at the moment. What if we executed the test suite? What next? So it will be easier to run them to implement the function from the ground, I guess, from the scratch. Define, run, schedule tests, and what it accepts for now. Let's return our trick here, unnamed suite. So we definitely have a suite as a top level entry. Okay, I guess I will do like a couple minute break and we'll come back to this task. Suite rhymes with sweet. Huh. sweet. That's sweet. Okay, it's good to know. Thank you very much for letting me know. I have a lot of pronunciation mistakes for sure. So I happy when people like share the right pronunciation. Now I will need to relearn and rewire my brain to call them sweets. Test sweet. Sweets. Suit is like the one you bring to the wedding or to the funeral, right? And sweet is a thing that contains sugar and some tests, maybe. Oops. I broke something. Oh, okay. Run schedule tests. Suit. What we do with suit? We start collecting maybe the implementation will be similar. Let's let's make the following function: a run run test, run scheduled test, and here instead of looping we will return if error, otherwise 0, if one 0 length of result. One errors failures assertions and tests. Now for a particular test we have corresponding report. Now we need to merge the reports. Define merge reports R1 R2. Okay, here it will be relatively simple. Map through the R1. Lambda value. Assoc ref ref R2 car at v. Car at v will give us a key. Assoc ref R2 will give us a corresponding value, and we need to just sum them. Okay, match v key value cons key Not sure why all these very different things are all called suites. Yeah, actually, I also noticed that sometimes you say suitbl talking about the building. A suite of code, a suite of tests, suite B. Natural languages are kinda quirky sometimes, but not only in natural languages, like how you call non-natural languages. Synthetic languages or human-made languages and programming languages also often have a lot of quirks. Maybe a bit less, but still. Okay, let's check that our merge reports function works. Errors 3, errors 5. Kind of works if I have tmp. Okay, not very helpful error message, but let's see. It works, and this one works. Okay. Run scheduled tests. What we will do? We will define a default report report summary. It's not reports, merge summaries. Okay, we have summary. Remaining tests. We have remaining items. Remaining items. If no remaining items, okay. Run scheduled item. Let's call it like this. Run scheduled item. We have a summary. If too much. Suit. If we have a suit, the suit will contain items, remaining items. That's right, and it will be the rest of the suit, right? Now summary. If no remaining items, we return summary. Otherwise, if test at item to do add a reporting youth. If test remaining items, then loop merge summaries merge summary and how we called it, run scheduled test test car at remaining tests and color remaining tests. Constructed languages. Okay. Sweet. If we have test, then loop like this. Otherwise, so basically we do the same thing. The only difference here, we always loop like this, but if we have test, if test odd car remaining items, then run scheduled test, run scheduled suit. suite, run scheduled suite, test suite. You know, I will need to redo all my 10 previous streams and we will need to repronounce all the suites into suites to fix this pronunciation error, mistake, or whatever it is. If test, car remaining tests, run scheduled test, otherwise run scheduled suite, car remaining items. Okay, we return a function, we call this function. Very good, very nice. The only thing that I would do here is to add let which contains current item join this one item and this one items. Nice, cool. It's even simpler than it was before. Add reporting, blah blah blah, we will add it later. Run scheduled suite. Let's call it suite. It will be our assumption that we have top level suite, wrapping all that stuff. I'm quite hungry actually, but let's finish this one first. Suite. Suite. Let's valid. Let's restart it. Boom. And we have run scheduled suites. Scheduled suite. Oh, I had a mistake before. In the spelling of suite. I am of course kidding, so I won't read all the streams. Boom. Sweet. Now, when you develop a testing library and you're calling suite, you're saying suite, meaning that it's pretty nice. It will be confusing. Oh, those languages. sweet. Did I change it everywhere? Probably. Oh, run schedule in position 1 expecting pair got false. Unfortunate. Color for each suitable test scheduled. Why it got false? Come on. No. I fixed it already. It's sweet. Okay. Remaining items. Run scheduled test. Remaining tests. Wrong type to apply. Wow, it works again. But now we have our hierarchy preserved, and look at this. Look what we can do. I forgot to put the microphone on myself. It was too late, you said you would. You're required to do it by law. Those law enforcement. I will move to a different country, you know, with different laws. Okay, now let's add simple reporting. Very simple reporting. Oh, actually, it would be cool to do it here in dots reporter first, because it will be easier. Test scheduled, test suite enter, test suite leave, test suite start, test suite end. This one actually let's let's do it like this, and let's send those test suite start and end messages. Test reporter. I'm so lazy to do it myself, so card suite start. Test end. The thing that we break here is the return value of run scheduled suite, and we don't want to break it. Remaining. Sometimes the cursor disappears in Emacs, like rendering of cursor. How we do so? Okay, we need we can do it very imperatively. Set a result which is dirty, but who cares? I want to get the result, not to make it pretty, at least yet. Base reporter. Let's do dots reporter and let's restart it. Boom. Whoa. Oh, cool. Now you can see we have our dots reporter, and these dot reporters contain a lot of different smiles. But the way it works, when we enter a test suite, we open square bracket. When we enter the test itself, we open parentheses, and each assert inside the test represented by either dot or false, capital F for failure and capital E for error. What I would like to have in our tests right now, I want to update the implementation of reset test environment macro to set the reporter to silent one. Reset test environment macro. We will just add one more item here. Test reporter. Reporter silent. like this. Backtrace. What happened? Test pass, test blah blah blah. Seems good to me. What if I comment it out? Now it fails. Why? Why? I just basically copy pasted the implementation. I know why. Because we don't have current test runner exported, I guess. Let's export it. I don't want to export them for various reasons. One of them, okay, I can just update the implementation in original model. Reset test environment. Reporter silent. Test reporter silent. I don't want to expose those dynamic variables one by one because it will be easier to break some stuff if you can set a separate variable without caring about the values of other variables. And when I expose the whole macro which sets all the variables or resets them when necessary, it's harder to mess up things. Boom. Unbound variable test reporter because it's not private, right? Yes. I updated this thing. Return. Yay. Now our dots reporter is finally looking good. You can see square bracket means we start a suit, parentheses, we start a test, dots for past asserts, and F's and E's for failures and errors, respectively. The other thing that I would like to do to make the reporters more composable. For example, we have a reporter which prints a test hierarchy here. Test suite enter, test suite leave, blah blah blah. I would like to combine it with our dots reporter. So at the beginning I see the hierarchy of tests, and later I see the dots reporter which execute those tests one by one. By the way, let's make a few failed tests and let's make a few slow tests so we can see the progress. For example, here we can do sleep 1. Here we can do sleep 1 and is false, like this. And let's restart and let's see how our test reporter works. Why we have only one failure? I see two big F's. I see this pattern repeats. We have assertions 23. We have tests 13. We have one failure, but two capital F in our reporter, which is strange. Why we have this stuff repeated 2 times? Read only. I want to edit this buffer. Okay, I will copy this one and will put it into Scratch buffer. It basically repeated 2 times. Do you know why? Let's do a simple experiment. Let's reduce number of tests. They get executed 2 times again. Let's see. Where is our pretty print of our suite? Easy usage and list of tests. And again, wait a minute. Why we got into run scheduled tests again? Somebody calls this function 2 times. Who does it? Okay. We found one more bug, I guess. Run test runner, run scheduled test. I guess for remember the test suite. Let's remove this one. Cool. Cool. Run scheduled tests. Where is this function? Run scheduled. Schedule and run test suits. Test suites. By the way, the plural form for test suites will be test suites, right? I don't know why it repeated twice. Thanks for streaming. Goodbye. It's bedtime for me. Have a great night, and thank you very much for joining, and thank you for all the hints about the pronunciation. Appreciate it. See you next time. Prevent execution of test suite. Only schedule them. Fuck. Schedule them. Okay. So let's see again. Let's go to suitbl tests. Why we have okay, yes, that's right. Suitbl pk, not pk. Great. Great. Cool. Very cool. Our dots reporter now became much more useful when we preserved the hierarchy of test suites. This is like an initial implementation. We can already commit it and it already works, but before committing it I will spend a bit more time cleaning it up and prettifying and making sure that, let's make sure right now actually we can run a search and the search always return true, which is not what we actually want. And our basic test runner doesn't work. Test suite start. Our basic test runner, base test runner I mean, test suite start test suite and do nothing. Okay, test predicates. Sounds good. Works quite nice. The only thing that we do that I don't want to be in the final result is additional wrap into unnamed suite here. I would like to fix it. To do remove suite wrap. That's it. Okay. Let's recap what we did during today's stream. Let's see commit history. First of all, we updated the logic of our test suite macro. We moved run scheduled tests out of load thunk, which is semantically correct. So we basically fixed the previous refactoring consequences. We added test scheduled event to test reporter. And we made our base reporter more verbose, so it shows the hierarchy of tests, where we have a big hierarchy of tests. Give it to me. Did I remove it? Okay, anyway, here you can see the hierarchy of tests. The test suite, and inside test suite we have our tests or test cases, previously known as test cases. Yep, that's basically what we did to test reporter. We made it a bit more verbose and added test scheduled events, so we can print more detailed hierarchy of tests and test suits. And after that, we reworked the scheduling mechanism, and instead of putting all the tests into the plain list and after that go through this list and execute them, we preserve the hierarchy of test suits, and we put our tests into data structure, into nested data structure that you will be able to see when I add this line. And you see we have now a nested data structure, and now we can traverse this data structure and to fire a few more additional events for reporter, which will make our dots reporter, for example, now works much better. And of course other reporters as JUnit, tab, and probably something else possible to implement, because previously with plain list of tests we couldn't restore the information of entering and leaving test suite, and now we can do it. Okay, we still have an ability to modify this data structure and to rearrange the tests and the order of the tests and do something some stuff like this, and we probably will do it, but we will do it much later. I guess it will be few months later, because right now when we have all the basic things done, we will need to clean it up, and we will need to write an integration with IDE first, so I can restart the tests easier, and other people can enjoy our work and start using the library before we go to more advanced use cases of parallel test runners and shuffling tests and all that fancy stuff. Okay, that's basically it for today. Thank you very much for joining the stream. I hope you enjoyed, and see you in a bit.